spotted.
What's up guys, Matt here. Today I'm going to be talking to you about Titanfall 2's pre-alpha that just released on consoles. This is going to be based on my first impressions after playing the game for roughly 2 to 3 hours. So first off, what you're watching in the background is myself playing a new game mode called Bounty Hunt. It's a 5v5 match where AI also enters the map in 2 different positions, through waves, an A position and a B position. They'll be mixed up all the time in the waves. You know, sometimes you'll fight a Titan, sometimes you'll fight grunts, specters, etc. Sometimes you'll fight all at once. It's kind of like a poor man's Warzone from Halo 5. So for the most part, it's like that. It's like Warzone, but it's also got another layer on top of it. As your team and you kill the AI and enemy players, you'll be given dollar amounts. You rack up the money, and after a set wave is complete, your designated team bank opens up and you can run back and deposit the money. Now, of course, you could be the guy that runs to cut off the enemy and take them out before they deposit their money, and then you can run back to yours and cash it all in yourself. But don't worry though, because if you do die and you have a lot of money, you don't lose all of it, you just lose a little bit of it. Just a good chunk. It's nothing too outrageous. So the first team to hit $6,000 wins the match, and it usually takes around 15 minutes to finish a game of Bounty Hunt. So now that we've got that out of the way, let's get down to the nitty-gritty. How does this game feel? And actually, it doesn't feel too great. The first game had a whole lot more fluidity to it, and I cannot tell you just how rough it was for me to pick this game up and start to play it. It felt super clunky compared to the original. You know, one of the biggest problems I had was I would jump and automatically fly to a wall. And when I say fly, I mean I would hit the A button and my guy would seriously float over to the wall and start running on it, even though I did not want him to. Another problem I had was the windows in the game. You know, I would double jump into them. I'd miss them constantly because the height of the double jump. My head would hit the top, and then I'd completely fuck up. Or my guy would grab the wall again when I was trying to go in the window, and he would grab the wall and run along it instead. You know, when you're trying to get away from somebody, oh man, there's nothing more frustrating than trying to jump in a window and it completely fucking you. So, I couldn't really enter or exit the windows easily. That was a very big problem for me, considering this game has tons of areas like that. So, you know, and there were a lot of other problems as well, but the main takeaway from it was that Titanfall 2's pre-alpha does not feel as good as Titanfall 1, and that's a big problem. Respawn cannot let that happen. They cannot let their sequel that they're finally releasing on every system instead of it being exclusive. They cannot let it feel worse than the first one. Considering, you know, Titanfall had some of the best gameplay when it launched, it felt so good. The only thing that killed that game was the customization and leveling, you know. They really need to iron out these small issues before it launches. And, you know, speaking of the customization, let's move on to that. In this pre-alpha build, there's not a whole lot. There's nothing to really mess with or change around. When you pick a slot to customize a pilot, you have a choice between 5 things, such as a grappling hook or a pulse blade. The secondary, of course, you get the frag slot, and you can choose from a couple things in there. Then you get your primary weapon with attachments, and then your secondary. And to be honest, there's so few to choose from again. I'm really hoping that this is just because it's a pre-alpha, but if this only has 1 or 2 guns in each section again, just like the first game, it's going to flop so hard. The customization and leveling killed the original Titanfall, just like I said earlier. That is what killed that game. It had great gameplay, but you had no reason to stick around, especially when there was only one assault rifle, and there's one sight, and there's this and that. It's just, they cannot do that again, or else it's going to end up just like the first Titanfall. People won't fucking pick it up. They won't play it for long periods of time. But then you move along in the customization, you get to choose 2 perks. Through Kit 1, you can either regen your health faster, have a faster tactical cooldown, or teleport to your Titan. In Kit 2, you can see the enemy death locations on your little mini-map. You can wall hang, or you can hover when you aim in. Nothing too special when it comes to customizing your pilots. Same with your Titans, unfortunately. You choose this and choose that. No notable differences other than special moves. There's also a place to choose your factions and your call signs. And for some reason, the game also puts you in a network, in quotations, to help you find other people playing, and I guess to get a group together. And I mean, it's useful for some people, I'm thinking, but I don't see myself using it at all. So, from the 2 to 3 hours playing this game, overall right now, I would give Titanfall 2 a 7 out of 10. Of course, that's just the multiplayer I've played. I have not played the single player. That's not going to obviously come out until the game launches. So, as you can plainly see from the video in the background, the game is still fun. Even though it's lacking the punch it needs to really sell me on it, if they smooth out the wonky feeling gameplay and add more customization, I think they're going to have great sales. However, to keep people in the game, they're going to need to work a bit more on this, especially since they launch in October. That is 2 months away. Fuck me, they're going to have to work hard. So before I end this video, let's not forget that this is a pre-alpha. Everything will change. Everything you're seeing on screen is not going to stay the same. Some stuff will, some stuff won't. I honestly can't wait to see how much the full game differs from this pre-alpha and see if my opinion changes at all, you know? But that's pretty much all I've got to say on Titanfall 2's pre-alpha right now. So thank you for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe, and have a good one.